Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into the strange and bizarre world of North Korea. Buckle up, Buttercup, because this ain't your average history lesson. We're talking about a place where the rules of reality seem to have taken a permanent vacation. Trust me, you won't believe some of these facts. First up, let's talk calendars. You know, those things that tell us what year it is. In North Korea, they threw the Gregorian calendar out the window. They have their own system, thanks to Kim Il-sung. He was born in 1912, so that became year one in North Korea. Let's dive into the world of North Korean television. Imagine a place where your TV only shows what the government wants you to see. In North Korea, there are just 3 channels available. And yes, all of them are tightly controlled by the government. This means a constant stream of propaganda. It's enough to make you wish for a time machine to bring them a Netflix subscription. This next one is straight out of a spy movie. North Korea built a fake village on the border with South Korea. It's called Kijongdong, a paradise with happy, well-fed citizens. The idea was to entice South Koreans to defect. But nobody actually lives there. It's like a Potemkin village, all for show. They even have lights on timers to look lived in. Talk about commitment. Chapter 4. Kim Jong-il's Hollywood Heist. You guys like movies, right? Kim Jong-il, son of Kim Il-sung, was a huge film buff. He kidnapped South Korean director Shin Sang-ok and his actress wife, Choi Yoon-hee, to make propaganda films for him. They eventually escaped, but imagine being forced to make movies for a dictator. That's a biopic I'd watch. Chapter 5. Basketball, but with a North Korean twist. Let's talk sports. Basketball gets weird in North Korea. They have unique rules. A slam dunk is worth 3 points. Imagine LeBron James in North Korea. He'd average 60 points a game. Miss a free throw, lose a point. Talk about pressure. They like to keep things interesting. Chapter 6. The 3 generations of punishment rule. This next one is dark, but we gotta keep it real. In North Korea, there's the 3 generations of punishment rule. If you commit a crime, your children and grandchildren could be punished too. It's like a messed up family plan you can't escape. They say it's to prevent future mistakes, but that's just harsh. Chapter 7. Remember that fake village we talked about earlier? North Korea has a fake city too. It's called Kijongdong, right on the border with South Korea. It looks like a bustling metropolis with skyscrapers and a giant stadium. But nobody actually lives there. It's all a facade to impress outsiders. Talk about a ghost town. Chapter 8. Alright, techies. This one's for you. North Korea has its own operating system called Red Star OS. It's based on Linux, but with a whole lot of North Korean flavor. For example, the default web browser is called Naenara, which means my country in Korean. And guess what? It's heavily censored. You can only access websites that are approved by the government. Talk about being stuck in an internet bubble. Okay. This next one is a little uncomfortable to talk about, but it's important to shed light on the darker side of North Korea. They have something called the Pleasure Squad, which is basically a group of young women who are forced to entertain high-ranking government officials. It's a horrifying example of the regime's abuse of power and exploitation of its own people. Yipriki, Chapter 10. Unicorns are real. In North Korea, truth is stranger than fiction. In North Korea, lines get blurry. In 2012, state media claimed archaeologists found a unicorn lair near a Pyongyang temple. They even mentioned King Tongmyong riding a unicorn. Believing in the impossible is fun, but this seems far-fetched. Chapter 11. The grocery store that's all for show. Remember that fake city we talked about? Well, they also have a fake grocery store. It's stocked with all sorts of food, but it's all for show. The shelves are carefully arranged to look full, but the food is often expired or just empty boxes. It's all part of the regime's effort to create the illusion of abundance and prosperity. Chapter 12. Jeans, the enemy of the state. You know what's considered a symbol of American imperialism in North Korea? Jeans. That's right. Those denim pants that we all know and love are strictly forbidden in the Hermit Kingdom. They're seen as a sign of Western influence, and the government is not having it. So, if you're ever planning a trip to North Korea, leave your Levi's at home. Chapter 13. The Friendship Museum, a shrine to gifts. Okay, this next one is a little different. North Korea has a museum called the International Friendship Exhibition, which is basically a giant warehouse filled with gifts that Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il received from foreign dignitaries over the years. We're talking everything from stuffed animals to bulletproof limousines. It's a bizarre and fascinating glimpse into the world of diplomatic gift-giving. Chapter 14. 3 generations of loyalty, because one just isn't enough. Remember that 3 generations of punishment thing? Well, they also have 3 generations of loyalty. Basically, if your grandfather was loyal to the regime and your father was loyal, you're expected to be loyal too. It's like a loyalty program where you don't get to choose if you're a member or not. Chapter 15. Mandatory mourning. Because even grief is political. When a leader dies in North Korea, it's a big deal. Like a really big deal. They have mandatory mourning periods where everyone has to act super sad. And I mean everyone. People are expected to cry, wear black armbands, and attend public memorials. It's like the whole country turns into a giant funeral procession. Chapter 16. Don't even think about sarcasm. You know what's not allowed in North Korea? Sarcasm. That's right, if you try to make a joke, you better make sure it's crystal clear that you're joking. Sarcasm is seen as a form of dissent, and dissent is not tolerated in the DPRK. So, leave your witty comebacks and ironic t-shirts at home, folks. Chapter 17. Kim Jong-il, the flower of dictatorship. And last but not least, we have the Kim Jong-il. It's a hybrid begonia that was specially cultivated by Japanese botanists and named after Kim Jong-il. They even have an annual festival to celebrate the flower. I mean, come on. A flower named after a dictator? That's just weird, even for North Korea. Outro. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this wild ride through the weird world of North Korea. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, say no to drugs and make love the new money. Peace and love. Take it easy.